Welcome to our poster presentation about community-driven design research. We would first like to express our gratitude to the Northwestern Band of the Shoshone Nation Tribal Council for their continued support in the work we will share with you today. In our work, we join scholars who have argued for equity-oriented, community-centered approaches to STEM-related research, design, and practice, and called for a recognition of the broad and diverse cultural, historical, and political roots of research, science, and technology. In response to this need, we explored a community-driven design research approach, informed by Ben and colleagues' community-based design research. Community-driven design research is a collaborative research process in which Indigenous partners, the Northwestern Band of Shoshone Nation, maintain sovereignty. In this poster, we present our collective reflection as a case study of how we have engaged the initial phases of our community-driven research to preserve and share the Northwestern Band of Shoshone Nation's culture and endured as a collective in the midst of the global pandemic and unrest in the year 2020.
As a team, we're working toward Daigwade, which is sort of this idea of speaking with more understanding. It's a process of gathering information, making sense of it, and then sharing it. So our goal is not only to practice that ourselves, but also to support families in the Northwestern Shoshone to engage in Daigwade together.
Using a critical ethnographic approach, we draw from field notes, partnership-building artifacts, and in-depth interviews to construct our design process as what State calls an intrinsic case study.
At the core of our endurance is the practice of gathering or persisting together as a collective. Throughout the pandemic, we met together every week as a whole over Zoom. And although we were in the virtual world, we attribute much of our persistence this time spent together, working through challenges, both personal and in our project. Through this, we learned 5 practices that continue to help us endure. The first is building a collective foundation and vision together, or building shared language and knowledge. Tribal Elder Gwen Davis explains.
I've never been a part of the groundwork like this before, and it makes me feel young. It's such an energy, somebody asking you what your opinion is. This foundation allows us to express ourselves and made our group stronger.
The second practice is staying flexible and open to new possibilities, especially with new technology and infrastructure. Of this practice, Gwen also notes,
learning how to Zoom has been quite an experience for me because I basically had no idea what Zoom is. So it's a whole brand new area. And having to speak and talk on a computer is kind of intimidating in a way, and yet at the same time, you kind of forget yourself and able to be more freer.
Our third practice focuses on reflexivity and responsivity, which is creating a safe space for critical reflection and iteration. Of this, Tribal Elder Patty Timbimbu Madsen highlights.
Because this is the second iteration to our project, I still believe in our dealing with the research, and that really believe strongly that the ability to change is still there, and we still can step back and we can look at it and review it again. Certainly that we, having that ability, we have come up with different ways of approaching things, and I think we have gotten better with our ideas of how we can interact with our children.
Adapting technology and sharing culture in new ways was a crucial practice this past year. Tribal Elder Rios Pacheco shares.
Now we're using the technology, and people like what we're doing. We're still sharing our traditions, but what we don't visualize is that people are tuning into those, and now we're generating more information than we could by just talking to them. So it's really helping a lot to share our culture and share the ideas, the stories, so that way more people can understand the culture that we have.
Last but certainly not least, humor has helped us come together and deepen our trust in one another. University researcher Brianne Litz reflects.
This has been a very difficult year for everyone, and one of the things that I think has kept us coming back to our gathering times together every week has just been that we've created a space full of joy. We're always laughing together, and I think that laughter has created a sense of unity and trust.
Maybe you'd act a little better. Because I can imagine what they see. Oh my Lord.
In doing this work, we joined scholars who came before us and argued for a fundamental shift in what it means to conduct research and do science. We posit that, now more than ever, we must humanize our research methodologies, not only for the positive community impact, but also to decenter harmful and marginalizing notions of what it means to do research.